all the back end stuff. But we're going to talk about the do what? No, you don't need Zoom. Talking about how to get to the website thing. Just go to your dashboard and then we'll talk
Are
through.
you wanting to watch him do it or do it yourself?
Kind of both.
Oh,
Okay.
So you either look up there or you could join on Zoom if you
I
want
might
to
be able to
see
see it better here.
Okay. So when this week and next week is all about the website and then how to interact and how to get leads with people from your website. So what I would say about the website is, there are constraints because they give us so many different ways to use our website, but it is kind of a plug and play thing. So we can make it fairly personal. You don't have full control, but you've got a lot of control with your website. So from your KV Core platform, so you've logged in to maxtech.com and you've clicked on KV Core and you are here at your dashboard. We're going to go down the left-hand side to Web and IDX and go to Website Manager. And here is all of the wonderful things that we'll be doing. We will stay in this one spot today. So we're not jumping from place to place. This is going to be a really easy, just kind of walkthrough of our website. Okay. As I mentioned before, with the back end and like the search alerts and stuff, you want to make sure that your profile in Max Center is completely filled out because it pulls in to the website from there. So there are some things that you can edit on the website, but there's some things that you can't edit on the website because it's pulling in from your main Remax profile. So if you've not filled out that main Remax profile correctly, you got your phone number in there, you've got your picture in there and all that kind of stuff, then you need to do that first. Okay. But hopefully, we're in week 3 and you've already done that and got your bio and all that kind of stuff done. So we're at this main page. And as you can see, there's some different tabs here at the top. We'll talk through those different templates over here. So this is kind of just the overall picture of your website right here. So we're going to go up to the very top right-hand corner that says Manage My Website Settings. And we're going to click on that. This allows us to kind of go through everything without switching back and forth between screens. So this is going to be the easiest way just to kind of walk through the whole thing. Okay. All right. So site templates is the first thing that you'll see. There is a default site template. So Remax has a default that they have already worked with KV Core. This is, if you've not touched your website, this is what your website looks like. Okay. It is that default view, and we can click on view. And you'll see that, your name will be here. And you'll have open houses just listed, just reduced. Just a very simple, very clean website. Okay. There's also the Remax collection. So if you're a Remax collection agent and you do a lot of the upper end, you can choose from this one as well. And just a little different format. The one thing that I do like about this format is if you are a heavy listing agent, it doesn't put houses just right in front of you yet. So it lets you, kind of show off your premier services. It gets some engagement there before the houses pop up and they're a little bit lower. You can see that the home evaluation is kind of a big part of that screen. Hoping that people will, click on that and take a look at their home value. And then it goes to more for the buyer side. So think about who your audience is. Think about who your audience is with your website, who you're trying to reach with your website. Okay. And then KV Core has several different templates as well that you can choose from. Okay. So I'll just click on a few of these and show you kind of what KV Core has built out. Put your picture in the front. Of course, the Remax logo would be here. Featured areas are kind of prominent. Okay. And let's look at one more. This one's a little busy to me, but it's an option. Rhonda, did you have a question? Or are you just praising the Lord over there?
Just praising. I'm glad I'm on this Zoom. I'm very technically challenged.
Okay, so again, this one is really busy. Of course, all this is plug and play, so you can take things out if you see one that's just too busy that you don't love. Just listed, just reduced areas that we cover. Okay, so you do have a lot of options. There's a lot of different, I think there's 6 to choose from in there, and KV Core adds more all the time. So potentially you could add more. It won't mess up your SEO. It won't mess up anything if you change the template, if you find a template that you like later. What I will say with the templates though is make sure that whenever you're changing the template, if you've got something in there that you want to make sure comes over, double check, because maybe, this first template that was automatically in there, but then the next template that you choose doesn't have that section. And so you'll want to make sure that you bring that section over, you do the plug and play and drop that section in. It may be a text that you've added in. They used to tell us video with websites. But the SEO is read by the words that are on your website. So you don't want all picture, all video without keywords, because it's the keywords that the SEO looks for. So, search engine optimization. So the words like Knoxville or West Knoxville or Coreyton or, whatever areas that you serve, you want to make sure that those words are on your website. And not just pictures, because when somebody Google searches homes in, Coreyton, but you don't have Coreyton anywhere on your website, you're not going to pop up at all. So make sure that those words are on your website. Okay, so once you've chosen your template, and again, you can play around with those, you're not going to lose anything if you just click on them and try them out and see which one you like. All right, scroll on down, and here is where you can pick out your background image. So if you're working at the beach and you want a picture of the beach, there's the beach. High rises, if you're in a downtown area, or you do commercial, there's condos. There's houses with people. So a lot of different images in here already for you to choose from if you don't have an image. Again, if you are landlocked and you work in Nashville or Knoxville, a beach scene is probably not the one that you want on your website. Make sure that it fits your who you are as an agent, who your clients are, what kind of homes you sell. If you're Sevierville, here's one with the mountains, log cabin with the mountains. But if you're downtown Knoxville, that's not going to make much sense. So you want to pick a photo that, really represents you. You can also add a video. I'll show you further down where you can add a video. So you can upload a video to your background and it will show. The only caveat to that is just make sure that your video is the right size so that, and just once you upload it, then go look on, publish it and then look at it and make sure that it's how you like it, because videos could get distorted. Video also takes a little bit longer to upload. So if somebody's searching and they've got 1 bar or 2 bars of signal and they're on their phone, that video may not even come up at all. But that's for people who are on their computer and stuff, the video is fantastic. Again, a lot of pre-done pictures to choose from. I actually used I've used ones from previous listings that I asked the photographer, hey, I paid for this photo, but do you mind if I put it on the website and keep it there? And I've also bought pictures from Shutterstock that I felt like, hey, this really represents the neighborhood that I'm selling in. I haven't got that $1 million listing, but I want to go after $1 million listings. So I'm going to put that up there instead of an investment property. So I think this picture I actually did get from Shutterstock. So that is one that I, just bought, and now I can use it anywhere that I want to. Okay. I will say navigating this is a little tricky. Make sure that your arrow from your mouse or your trackpad or whatever, you have to move off of this background image selector, or you'll be trying to scroll up and you won't get anywhere. You have to move over to be able to move down, if that makes sense. We learned that the hard way, because I think I spent about 5 minutes and would have pulled out any hair that I had trying to figure out why my screen wasn't working. And it was because I just didn't move the little mouse right. This is where you can upload your own background image. So if you want to do that, you just drag and drop, and it will upload right there. Secondary logos. If you want your logo to show up right next to RE/MAX on your homepage and on all of your pages, then this is where you would add your logo. What I will say is it's pretty much a square. So you're going to have to, if you have a long logo, if it's your name or, it's an odd shape, you're going to have to play with that. And kind of go back and forth until you get it right. It's not just going to auto correct itself. Okay. So we had to play with ours a little bit to get it right. We had to make sure that it was a PNG that had a transparent background so that you didn't have the white box around it.
So you use a PNG on that one?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Everybody else uses JPEG.
Yeah, so a JPEG is going to have a white background. A PNG, you can save it with a transparent background. And that way, like my H&H, whenever I upload it here, there's not a white box behind it. So whatever's behind it, the picture that, we showed right at, say this beach scene is the main picture, then the H&H is just going to be on top of it without a white box around it. Just makes it look a little more professional, not, I would probably do that in my bio. Yeah.
That's mostly for your logos.
Yeah. So there's some toggles here next, and we're just going to kind of walk through these. You can hide them or not hide them. And the verbiage is a little confusing, so we'll just walk through. The first one is hide our resources page from the resources tab. I chose to hide this because our resources, when we were starting with KV Core, our resource page was not built out yet. And so I didn't want a blank resource page. It says go here for all things Knoxville, and then it's blank. So I've got that hidden right now, until the resource page is built out. Okay. Web content accessibility guidelines from the accessibility page. I left that on there mainly because I didn't know what it meant. And yeah. And I didn't want it to have anything to do with a disclaimer that we needed to keep somewhere on the website. So I did leave that on there. Office address. I am a proud RE/MAX agent. I want people to know where I work. I want people to know the office that I work in. So I did not hide that. I want people, if they can't get me on my cell phone, I want my office information there. So I want them to be able to call the office, and then, you know, it can get forwarded to me or whatever. So I keep that on there. You can hide it if you want to, but make sure that you do stay within Real Estate Commission guidelines. So you want your brand, you want your office phone number and all of that visible. Hide the print flyer button. I want them to be able to print anything that they want to off my website. Whenever they're looking at a house and looking at a listing, if there's going to be a print flyer button on the side, I want them to be able to print it. It's going to have my information at the bottom anyway, so why not? So I left that on, so it is not hidden. Okay. Use limited listing labels. Removes all listing labels from listings on your website except for open house, just listed, sold, exclusive, and coming soon labels. Okay. I have this turned on, and I'll give you the reason why. The public does not know what contingent means and what pending means, and the difference between contingent and pending and under contract and all of that kind of stuff. So the way that our MLSs disseminate information, you know, they're going to disseminate all those different labels, but the public's not going to know that. I want them to call me if they see something and they're curious about it. So I'm leaving the labels as open house, just listed, sold, exclusive, and coming soon. Okay. If a house is under contract, and some agents don't like this, but if a house is under contract, I still want the client to call me or the customer to call me and say, hey, I saw this house on 123 Main Street. And then I'm able to say, hey, I did see that went under contract. I'll call the listing agent, see how solid of an offer that is. Maybe they're accepting backup offers. If not, tell me what you liked about this house and we'll find other homes. So it's always a lead's a lead. A lead is always a good lead. So I don't want fewer people calling me, especially from my website. Okay, so I do have that turned on. Forced lead registration. Okay, there are, so a person can go to your website without registering, and they can view homes based on how you set this up. Okay, so there's different ways that you can set this up. Normal is after one property view, they're required to register. Okay. The second one is that they're required to register after a certain number of property views. The next one is don't ask website visitors to register, which means you're not going to get any leads, but people can view anything that they want to. It's all, you know, available to them. And then the fourth one is prompt registration, or you're asking for it, but they can X out and they don't have to register and they can just keep looking. Okay. So however you want to set it up, you're welcome to. I would say, I think the default is require registration after 3. That's a good number. That's the number that kind of KV Core has seen works. You know, they do a lot of AI stuff on the back end, like we talked about a couple of weeks ago with like the search alerts and things. So I'm going to do what they're suggesting, just because they've done more research on it than I have, and they know what, that kind of optimal number of, people have looked at 3 houses, hopefully now they're going to register before they move forward. You're giving them a little more than just one, but you're not giving them free reign of, to look at everything. So I do have it set for after looking at 3 property views, then they're required to register. 10? You are generous. Yep. 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 Okay. Mandate phone number. You can require that they give their phone number whenever they register. So this is that pop-up that requires them to register after the 3 or after the 10 or whatever. You can require a phone number. Cool thing about KV Core is if it's not a real phone number, it won't let them go forward. So if you want to require that, that's fine. Fewer people will register if you require a phone number. So you can opt for fewer, more qualified leads, better leads that have better information, or you can say, hey, I just want the email address. And from there, I can hopefully build that relationship. However you want to do it. Again, it's up to you. You can also ask their name. And they have to give you their name. Okay. Website title. So this is, this will change the title of your website that appears on the browser tab and when sharing. This is not on your website. This is what shows up whenever you share your website to Facebook. And that kind of second, that tagline that's always there that is nowhere on the website. That's what that is. So our tagline I've used ever since we started Hearth and Hills was living starts here. And so that's what I've got. So when they see hearthandhills.com, then underneath it, it's going to say living starts here. But you can make that whatever you want it to be, best agent in Knoxville or whatever. Okay. Then the homepage meta description is the 3rd description of your website on Facebook and Google My Business and anywhere where you share it, that just gives a little more information about the website. So because this is my Birmingham account, it says living starts here with Hearth and Hills at RE/MAX, specializing in estates and upscale living over the mountain in Birmingham, Alabama. And so that's what they will see as the description of my website. Any questions on that? This is also great for SEO. Putting in the areas that you serve in that meta description will help your SEO and help your searches when somebody's looking for real estate in blank. Okay.
Well, in the homepage meta description, is that what you're talking about, SEO?
Yes, sir. Mhm.
Okay, so if you did, I'm just gonna use Knoxville as an example, so you would change that from Birmingham, Alabama to Knoxville, Tennessee.
Yes.
Does that help your SEO?
Yes.
Okay. Can you add other towns in that same meta description, or just try to stick with one?
You can. It's limited to what's going to show up, but
Who sees that?
Facebook, Google My Business, anywhere where your website is shared, then it will potentially be seen.
Makes sense. Okay.
Yeah. So I added. So Over the Mountain is an area in Birmingham that is south of downtown. It's Mountain Brook, Vestavia, Homewood. Locals call that Over the Mountain. So that's kind of without saying, I work in Mountain Brook and Vestavia, and we just say Over the Mountain. There's an Over the Mountain Journal, there's Over the Mountain restaurants, everything's just kind of over the mountain, and it encompasses those areas. So I have those words in there, but then I also have Birmingham as the whole city, and I have Alabama. So I've got 3 different areas in there. So if you're putting in Knoxville, Tennessee, you could do, if you're concentrating in North Knoxville, you could do North Knoxville, Tennessee, and it's going to get North Knoxville, and Tennessee. So that's good for your SEO. If you are, specifically Powell's where it's at. Powell's where I want to sell and all that. I would put that in, real estate in Knoxville, Tennessee, serving Powell, Coreyton, whatever cities that you really want to pop in there. And I would say a lot of agents are not doing that, which gives you a little bit of an edge. Most agents want to be Walmart agents. Like I'll drive anywhere, I'll go anywhere, I'll serve anybody, I'll work for anybody. And if they call me, I will. If somebody calls me and says, hey, I want you to list my home in Oak Ridge, I'm not going to say no. I'm going to go list their home in Oak Ridge, Yeah. And if you want people to call you from everywhere, then that's great.
Just can't say East Tennessee because it doesn't cover anything.
Yeah. But if you want to get specific and say, hey, this is my niche, I'll work anything. And if you call me, I'm happy to do anything, but I want to grow my farm here, if that makes sense. And it doesn't even have to be an area. It could also be a type of client. Like I put estates and upscale living, Absolutely. Absolutely. Yep. That says who you are, who you serve. That's perfect. Yep. Yeah. I think in the Knoxville one, I have the word luxury. In Alabama, I don't have the word luxury because
It's elevated.
it's
It's elevated.
Birmingham and the word luxury has
They don't.
they've messed up the word luxury. There are companies called luxury that sell $150,000 houses, and it's all over their website. And there's I don't like the word luxury down there, so I used estates and upscale living. There's another word that I've used. I like estates. That's just kind of the, and estates don't necessarily mean the highest price, but I think of estate as bigger property, more land with the house, dead people. Yes. Yep. And I love working with dead people. They don't argue as much, Oh, yes. Yeah. Yep. So we'll keep going. Ask for property unit number. So if this is for the sell page, okay, so this is specifically for whenever they're entering their information and they want the value of their home, I want there to be a place for them to put unit number in case it's a condo. Or in case it's we've had some farms and big estates that they have the same address, but then it's A, B, and C. So I want that unit number to be there. If that's not done in your area, then don't worry about it. But if, we're so close to campus here and there's condos downtown, and I'm like, hey, I'll sell a condo. So I have that checked on. You may or may not have this next box, recruit text. Do y'all have that? Okay. So if you want to have the We're Hiring page visible, you can, and you can add any kind of text that you want to in there. If your office gives incentives for recruiting agents and you want to be able to point people, hey, call Kim, call Christy, thanks for reaching out to me. I can tell you why I love RE/MAX so much. And then, in recruit, you can do that. If you want to grow a team and you want to have a recruiting section on there specifically about the team that you want to grow, you can put that there and keep the We're Hiring page visible. Custom header, custom body code, custom footer. These are all third-party, not HTML, third-party scripts that will hide, they're not visible, They will hide on your website, but it allows you to track traffic and things like that through so we have Google My Business, and I want to know how many people go to my website, and I want to know if they've seen my Google My Business, and if they clicked from there to go to my website. All that is trackable if I have these codes in here. The same way with Facebook, I can do Facebook codes from my Facebook Business Manager, hide them on my website, and then Facebook will track how many times someone has went to my website from Facebook, how long they stayed there, what they did there, all that kind of stuff. So it's a good tracker. Don't have time to go into how those work from everywhere, but if you've got a Google My Business account or a Facebook Business Manager account, then you'll be able to find your scripts and put them in there. And y'all, there's a ton of videos on YouTube of finding those scripts for any website. It's not specific to KV Core. It is just a body code, a header, and a footer that you can find and put into any website. So if you have a vanity website that people go to first, like we have hearthandhills.com, and then I've got Birmingham, Knoxville. When they click on Knoxville, it goes to my KV Core site. When they go to Birmingham, it goes to my Birmingham KV Core site. But I only have one website address on all of my business stuff. So they go to that hearthandhills.com first, which is just kind of a holding spot. And then when they click on, oh, I want to look at houses in Knoxville, they go here. I want to go look at houses in Birmingham, they go to Birmingham. But I can put these same codes in that website or any other website I want to. So
do you do the script that you're talking about, the custom body code? You had two things on the screen there, one above the custom body code and the other one. What is the difference between the header code and the body code? Does the header code come from Facebook? They both come from the same place? Or?
So yeah, these both come from Google, but they're different codes from Google. And I'm not super techie with that. So it just said, here's your Google Analytics header code. And I put it into this custom header code here.
Did
Where do you
everybody
find
get
your
it?
Facebook Business Manager?
Say that again.
Facebook Business Manager account, is that a separate fee or a separate page?
It's a separate page.
Okay,
yeah.
Is it separate fee?
No, no.
So if I have a business page on Facebook.
If you have a business page on Facebook, then you have a business manager.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's called Meta now, META.
Trying to clarify that for everybody.
Yep. And there's more places to put code. Again, I'm not super techie when it comes to code or putting that stuff in. Custom chat widget. So within KV Core, you can use your Facebook chat, and that's actually next. You can put in your Facebook ID, and people can chat with you using Facebook Messenger. The great thing about that is they have to be logged into Facebook to chat with you. So if they chat with you, you get their real information. You get their real, face, profile, all of that kind of stuff. It's going to go into KV Core. If you use a third-party chat widget, which you can, it's a script, and you just put it in here. You can buy it from different sources. I know, now I've went blank. Where a lot of people build their websites, it's a plug and play platform, a lot of blogs, WordPress. So WordPress has chat bots that you can buy and add on and things like that. You could use that same script and pull it over here if you've already got a chat bot that you like and put it in there. I just like the Facebook because they've got to be logged into Facebook, and then I've captured their real information instead of just a fake, superman@gmail.com.
Okay. I know, I see you have one name. If I have a business page and a personal page, can you put two of them there or just one?
You can only put personal,
Not business there?
not business, right? Yep. Yep. So your Facebook user chat, has to be your personal Facebook user ID, username, okay? It's not your business page. Yeah, I was told that it won't work using your business page messenger, that it has to be your real page. That doesn't mean that they're going to see your real page. It doesn't mean that they're going to, in your profile, you can still have your business page as where people go when they click the Facebook icon. But for the chat to work, it has to be your personal Facebook Messenger. And that's what you're going to see better anyways, because on your app, on your phone, that's your personal messenger, and you kind of have to log out of that and go in kind of the back way to see your messages on your business stuff. So you're going to get notified more clearly and see those messages quicker if it is your personal Facebook. And that also means if you have an assistant that runs your website, you may want theirs instead of yours. So instead of, like for the Knoxville one, even though my name is, on the top, I've got Joseph in there so that he gets those messages and he's responding to them quicker. Because I may be in Birmingham for that part of the week. So it doesn't have to be yours if you're the owner of the account, but it needs to be the person that's going to respond the quickest. Yep. And everybody online is quiet. So if y'all have questions, just holler. Just scream real loud. They are still there. All right. Additional office address. So if you work in 2 different offices, the way that our offices are, sometimes I may be here, sometimes I may be in Sevierville, sometimes I may be, wherever. So if you have a secondary office that you work out of a lot, put that address in there as well. Again, anything that's written, SEO is going to see. So potentially, if somebody says real estate near me in Google, and you've got, 2 different office addresses, that may potentially help you pop up in more searches. Okay. CCPA contact phone. So this is privacy policy, compliance, all that jazz. Put your phone number and your email address in both of those, the contact phone and the contact email. Not your KV Core number, your real number. It can be a home phone, it can be an office phone, it can be a cell phone. What I would suggest is that the phone number is in your name, if that makes sense. Right. Sorry, so I would 6948100 is the office number. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, you can do that. You can do your personal cell phone. This is not public. What this is the whole do not call privacy thing. It's making sure that you're a real person and you're not spam. So having a real email address and a real phone number in there is really what you want.
So it can be the office phone number.
Yes.
It should be your personal email so that it's registered as not a spam phone.
Yeah. Yep. What you don't want a if you have a Google number or you have a like we have a Sideline number. Sideline is it's an app on our phone that does voice over internet, but it allows someone to call that number and it rings to both of us at the same time, and whoever answers, which it's fantastic, like for Teams and things like that. But that's not a number that's going to be registered with the compliance privacy police. So that's why I would say do a cell phone number, a home phone, or or the office number. Yeah, Sideline's great. I'll tell you more about it. Okay. Scrolling on down to testimonials. Okay. You can do a couple of things here with testimonials. If you don't have testimonials yet, you're a brand new agent, you can use parent testimonials. Parent testimonials would be like the office's testimonials, and that they would populate on your website so that you would have some testimonials, even if you don't have one yet. I have my Zillow connected, and right here you can see you can either add the email that you use for your Zillow profile or your screen name and save it. And then it will auto-populate your Zillow testimonials. As of right now, KV Core only pulls testimonials from Zillow. So we are using Google My Business a lot more than Zillow for testimonials. That's where we're asking for testimonials, is on Google My Business. The reason that we do that is because anybody can give you a review on Google, where Zillow, only your client, only the buyer or seller can give you a review. And we ask the closing attorney, we ask the other agent, we ask the clients, we ask the lender, so potentially you could get 4 or 5 reviews with every closing that you have on Google versus Zillow, where you're only going to get 1. But Google reviews, we have to import, and we have to manually add them. It does not automatically connect to Google My Business and pull those testimonials. If you use a third party like Rate My Agent or anything like that, you're going to have to manually enter those testimonials into your website.
And there's information on how to take the testimonials that you do have and add them to your website.
Yes. Yep. And we'll walk through that. Yep. Scroll on down to template. Again, this is where you can add your background video. So if you don't want a picture and you want a video instead, you just use that YouTube link and it will automatically put it in there. If you want to hide the chat widget completely, hide it by clicking that on. And then all these things below are just different ways that you can make your website a little bit different. You can use a black color for the header. You can use a primary color for the header. Like, you can turn all these on and off and play with them. Use square agent cover image instead of whatever the natural size of the photo is. You can hide your picture if you don't like it. The dark background actually adds an overlay, which makes your picture and stuff look a little more mysterious, a little darker, a little moodier. If you have a picture that's a little dark and you want to make it lighter, you can click you can add the dark, but you can't make it lighter. You can increase the height of your homepage background image from 500 to 700 pixels. So if you have a taller picture, because it's kind of wide and short, you can make it taller if you want to. Okay. The only thing I would say about making your main picture taller is that puts all of your words and everything lower. So just keep that in mind when you're looking at your picture and your website. You want a call to action without people having to scroll for anything. So just be careful with the size of your photo there. Okay. Custom navigation. This allows you to change the words on some things. So all of these navigation things are going to be up at the top. Search for homes, sell your home, finance, resources, all that kind of stuff. If you want the words for those searches to be different, so instead of just search, you want it to say, search for my next house, or whatever, you could put that in there. It'll make it long, but you can change that and it's still the search link. Sell, you could put sell my house instead of just sell if you want to. Instead of finance, you could change that to, connect me with a lender or whatever, however you want to word this. I would say keep it as short and sweet as possible though. Okay. Keep scrolling on down, and then here's where you can hide some things. Like I've hidden the resource tab from the navigation bar. So not only is there not a resource page because I've hidden that, and I hid that earlier, but I've also hidden the tab so it's not a place where people can't click and it doesn't work. I want that gone. I've hid the finance tab from mine. And I've also hid the we're hiring tab from mine. Okay. Scrolling to some fun stuff, listing carousels. So the listing carousels are the things that you see that have the homes. Let me pull up my website here and bump. We'll toggle back and forth so that y'all can see. Again, because I chose the square picture, that's why that's square. You can't do anything about this. This is going to be here. So that just stays. Featured areas we'll talk about in just a second. Testimonials. Our listings. So this is a carousel. Okay. This moves. They can search things. And I have my first carousel. I'm going to swap back over to KV Core so that you can see. Homepage listing carousel 1 is my listings, which is actually, it's my listings and the office listings. Okay. So that first carousel, and I'll hop back over so you can see. This is actually listings within our office in my Birmingham office. Okay.
Instead of just listed.
Mm-hmm. I believe further down we can change the actual wording of that. So you have the option to have 3 different carousels. So you can have, 3 different things. If you want open houses on there, then, this carousel number 2 that I have turned off could be open houses. It could be just reduced. It could be just listed. Okay. And all of those open houses, just reduced and just listed, are going to be pulled from the MLS. They're not your personal or the offices. They are the whole MLS. Okay.
I think they would want to know like what's in the whole area, not just what you're.
Yeah. And it depends on what client you're going after. I have mine turned off because I'm in 2 different places. So I'm not going after all people in Birmingham. So I don't have as much information about the whole Birmingham MLS on my website. I've really dialed it into specific neighborhoods because that's really all I want to work, because I've got 3 days down there a week to work, and then I'm here 4 days a week. So I've, if I do get a buyer in Birmingham, if they don't fit within my farm, then I'm referring them to another agent in the office or to somebody else on my team, and I'm letting them handle them. And that's just, that's my personal thing. Knoxville, our area is a little bit bigger because there's 2 of us. And because we're going after two different types of clients. So my Knoxville website it is a little more buyer focused than my Birmingham one, if that makes sense. Maybe confusing, but, so I only have one carousel and it's just our office listings. But you can have up to 3 different ones. So open houses is a great one, to get people to know what's coming. Your sold listings, if you're a high producer and you want people to see, your sold listings, put them on there. I didn't sell a lot last year, so my sold listings, are going to be a little more sparse. So I don't have that carousel on there. But if if we have a great year and I want to start bragging on the houses that we sold, then I'm going to put my sold listings.
Can you get sold in that customized thing? Was it that offer sold?
Under carousel number 2, y'all don't have sold.
Are you on carousel 2 or carousel? Okay.
You got a lot more to pick from. What
Yeah, there's a difference. Sorry. Yeah. And it also maybe, so the Birmingham,
Do we pay for that?
Birmingham, is a, regional, not corporate. So Knoxville, we're a corporate, Remax, and Birmingham is a regional Remax. So there's going to be a few little differences between, and also from MLS to MLS, there may be different things as well, because every MLS has different fields and different criteria and different things that they're willing to share with a third party. So keep that in mind too. You may see a discrepancy between East Tennessee realtors and GSMAR because it different systems. Google Analytics ID, I've not added this. I don't know why I haven't added it yet, but if you have a Google Analytics ID, you can add that right in there from your Google My Business.
That's the Google, you get the analytics ID from Google My Business.
Yes, yep, from your admin section. Agents, you may or may not have this section, hide agent roster. Okay. Scroll on down to listings. And then this is, if a type is selected, then that type of property will be pulled from the MLS to your site and be searchable by customers. Okay. Listings. Yep. So you can get as broad or as specific as you want to on this. Okay. What this does is this limits what people see when they go in to search for homes on your website. So let me go to the search. Okay. And just kidding. Okay. If I went here to, let me put in a property that I know. Okay. This searched for single family and coming soon homes in Jefferson County, because I just put Jefferson County as the search. If you look at KV Core, I only have single family and coming soon checked for searches. So someone cannot go to my website and search for mobile homes. They're not going to pop up. They're not even searchable. Okay. They're not going to search for land. It's not searchable. So if you want people to be able to search for commercial and you want people to be able to search for single family and manufactured homes, condos, land, townhouses, multifamily, rentals, and even pending and contingent properties, then you want to check all of those things. If you want them to be able to see everything that's on the MLS, check it all, okay? If you don't want to sell everything that's in the MLS, uncheck whatever you don't want to sell, okay? I know within the areas that I serve in Birmingham specifically, they're all kind of city limits. Mobile homes are not allowed. So because I don't serve the areas that have the mobile homes, I just don't have that as a search option for me. The caveat to this is, if you have a friend and you decided to list their house and it's not a listing that you would normally take, and it doesn't meet the criteria that you have set up in your website, it will not show up on your website for your friend. So if I do decide to list a mobile home in Clanton, Alabama, it will not show up anywhere on my website unless I go in the back end and change that is a searchable option. Because and my client's going to want to see the property that I told them I was going to list on my website, and they will call if they don't see it. Has happened before, because I did that. So everything that you want your people to see, that your clients and customers to see, make sure that it's checked right here. Okay. Coverage only. This allows listings from predetermined areas chosen by your company to appear on your website. I have this turned off because the RE/MAX Advantage Birmingham covers a lot of areas. I think when we set up KV Core here in Knoxville, and because we have Knoxville's MLS and GSMAR's MLS, the coverage areas that we got was a list like this long. Started with Alcoa and went all the way to something with a W county that I've never heard of. Wartburg. So, somebody have a question? Okay.
Idea on that is that when I said company, that means like the RE/MAX office here, because I went through
Yes.
that list of names that you mentioned, A to W.
Mhm.
You can delete a lot of the names if you don't want to serve, which is a lot of names.
Yes.
So if you delete a lot of the names, will those deleted names show up if you check that as a yes? But I went through and purged all my names of areas I don't want to go to.
Test it by doing a search for one of the areas that you don't want to go to and see if it pops up in the search. I think as long as you have the use parent on, it overrides anything that you do manually.
How do you turn the use parent off? It's just white. When it's white, it's off.
When it's white, it's off. Mhm.
Because we're members of two boards,
Uh-huh.
and a lot of things pull everything twice. Their way around,
Do what? Miss that.
a lot, well, you can look, and a lot of times it'll show the same listing, but from both, because we're.
Oh, both MLS?
Yeah.
Yes,
I get it, okay.
so it's just gonna be in their class.
Yep. Because it's going to show the Knoxville listing and the GSMAR. Mhm.
On that A to W list, you have Kentucky and Vermont, and other places in there also.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
a little bit.
Don't scrub areas. So I have this turned on. Leaving this on allows KV Core to find misspelled listings and group them together with those spelled correctly. Agents are human. Things may get misspelled, so I have this turned on so that KV Core does some magic in the background for me. hide manual listings on your website. If I have a manual listing that I've entered into KV Core, I probably want it on my website. But you can hide them. So if you've got an exclusive listing, but you don't want it to be seen by the public, you can have it turned off. But remember to hide it means that it's going to be blue. That makes sense. Okay. Use Polygon for neighborhoods and schools. I've got this turned on because I like the polygons over the MLS areas, especially, so Birmingham specifically, our MLS areas are done by number and they get really confusing on the lines that overlap. And a lot of agents put homes in the wrong MLS number. So I like using the polygons and neighborhoods because I can go in and say this area or the schools. It can be school specific. Okay. Default listing sort. This allows you to either sort by price highest to lowest, price lowest to highest, beds, bath, square footage, acreage, price reduction, days on market, the number of pictures, how walkable it is, and by popularity.
Y'all have all those? Yeah,
This needs, do you not have?
I'm following on.
Oh, okay. This does not have, sorry. This needs to be based on your clients, based on your people, okay? If you're working with investors, you probably want to price low to high because you may not want, $1 million properties showing up as the first thing if you're really targeting investors. You may want homes that just hit the market, the lowest days on website to hit first so that you can say, hey, these are the newest things that have come on the market. Okay. If you're going to use the words estate and luxury and, fine living, don't price low to high and have mobile homes up there on your website, before, so I've got mine priced high to low so that the most expensive things show up first. And then they can keep scrolling and the prices are going to go down and everything's going to be on there. But what I'm showcasing to my clients is that I am the luxury agent, if that makes sense. So you want it to be who you're telling people you are, is what you want them to see.
Walkability, if the agent doesn't put that info in there, it's not going to filter that.
Yeah. And that's mainly for larger cities.
There's no walkability on here, except for downtown.
Yeah, your areas where people don't have cars, New York and Washington, DC, those kind of places. Yeah.
What do you think about like the North Shore area? Where they have like Kazzies and.
That's a minimum walkability area.
Yeah. And the walkability, I don't think that our MLS even has a walkability score. Just because it's not that. Use the word walkability. Yeah.
Trouble.
Yeah.
What you deem walkable versus someone who's handicapped or on a walker or on cane.
Yep.
Your false advertising.
Look at you taking care of our fair housing. Thank you, sir. Okay, there are different ways that it can display. So you can do a grid display, a list display, or a map display. Okay. So I've got mine defaulted to grid, and you can see here that that's the way that it shows up, is a grid on that search. Now, if my client wants to change it and see where it is, they can go right here to map and just click on map. And it's going to show them where these listings are on the map. And then this is what the list option looks like. The list option actually gives them a little more information about each one.
What was nice about the map, if you go back to the map, it shows the map and it shows to the right of that, it shows a bunch of houses also, so it's not just a map.
Right.
You're
Right.
not just stuck with a map.
Yep. Absolutely. And it even numbers, we do. I'll sell you one.
It's the way he's got it sorted.
And then extra search filters add selected options as filters at the bottom of the filter selector tab on the listing search page. Applies whatever settings parent site uses if you use the use parent. So these are additional things that you can add to for people to use when searching. You can scroll through those and add, you know, whatever you want to. What I would say is there are some that are defaulted, but they're still in this list, so just don't double. Like bed and bath is already there, so don't add bed and bath again.
Like HOA.
You have GH, yeah, HOA is in there.
HOA yes or HOA no?
I'm guessing that would be either yes or no for an HOA.
Mhm.
All right. So that's a lot of the website. What time is it? How much time do we have? Okay, 20 minutes. Testimonials. We got to go in a different route to get testimonials. Let me scroll back up. I have a high jaw again to get out of here. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to the website manager. And then over here on the right, you're going to see testimonials under website content. Click on view edit. Here's where you'll add your testimonials manually. Just go to add testimonials. So any of your Google testimonials or third-party testimonials, you'll go to add testimonial, who wrote it, and then copy and paste the testimonial. Okay. It is my understanding that, because I think I had to do this for both areas, you have to manually add a testimonial for it to wake up the testimonial portion of your website. And then your Zillow will start importing. But you have to manually add at least one testimonial for it to pull your Zillow testimonials.
Okay.
So service areas and SEO. This is where you can, if you had the use parent, it has 5,000 places. You can make this a little more limited if you want to by Xing out some of those spots. You can see that I've only got four areas on my Birmingham one. But like I said, I think we had like hundreds of searches or places. So any of those areas you don't want to go to, just X out. And then talk to each other and find out which agents in your office want to cover those areas and start referring stuff. Custom pages, if you had something from Booge, or was it Booge up here that we just replaced? Yeah, okay. If you had a custom page through them, that you wanted to carry over, that could have been copied and pasted into here. If you have a blog, you can write blogs on your website. And they're really easy. You just add the post, you can add pictures, you can get fancy. And you can be a blogger. Embeds. Okay, this is your website QR code. Put this on anything that you want people to go directly to your website. So it's great to have on a business card. It's great to have on all of your flyers. It's great to have on any of your print marketing. If you got a brochure that tells a little bit about who you are, put that QR code on there. QR codes died. They got popular for a hot second about 10 years ago, 15 years ago, and then just completely died. And then COVID revived them, and now they're, everybody's using them again. Yeah. I remember when they first came out, and Vistaprint had just kind of was getting started, where you could, order stuff on Vistaprint. And I had sticky notes, yellow sticky notes printed that said, "What's my home worth?" and a QR code that took them directly to where they entered their address. I plastered those things on every car in the parking lot at our office, like once a week. Because we were in a downtown office. I put them everywhere. Whenever I'd leave a tip at a restaurant, I just stuck one of those sticky notes on there. And I mean,
Back to the areas, so I had 69, so I just said, remove everything, and I wanted to add back in the cities, so I got, it's not allowing me to add in the cities now.
okay, so when you go to add, we had fun with this last time. When you go to add, type in the city and then leave it. You have to wait, and then it will populate underneath.
Oh, the way
Yeah. So here, let me do mine again. So just look at the ad right here, and then I'm going to type in Hoover, and then wait, and then do I want the neighborhood of Hoover? Do I want the Hoover Country Club? I want the neighborhood of Hoover. So then I would click that.
And that's important to mention about setting up a search using zip codes, because I was typing a zip code, comma, zip code, comma, zip code.
Yeah.
And it wasn't working, and I found out I had to type in a zip code.
And wait.
And breathe
Yep.
and wait,
Yep.
and then it would appear.
Oh. No, things being parts, but yeah, I just put the city that. No matching results Boston.
Work that was created, fast, I can find the parts fast.
Wow.
Still no matching.
And Windsor's just right over here.
There's a few different ones, yeah.
I need help.
Okay. Well, yeah, we'll come back to that. Also, you can generate separate QR codes for your listings. So right here where it says listing QR code, type in your MLS number, and it will generate a QR code specifically for that. So if you want a flyer that just has that, takes them straight to that listing, then you can use that QR code. Widgets under, I'm sorry, we're still in embeds, but under property search embeds, you can add these to your third-party websites.
Oh.
Okay. And there's a couple of different third-party where you can put these into third parties. Also has seller valuation. Okay. And then this is probably one of my favorite things about the website, and this is, you're just gonna have to play with this, because this is something that you're gonna have to see how you like the look of it on your website. I can't tell you that, you're going to love all of these, or you're going to, whatever. These are things added to your website to make them more specific and more like you. And so I have added featured area widget. Okay. And if I go to edit featured area widget, you will see the different widgets that I have added, the different areas I've added, so that people can just click and go directly to that search. So it's basically a pre-done search that they can do one click and go to it. Okay. So I'll show you what this looks like on the website. Yep. Yep. So they're basically different MLS searches that stay on your website that show them these different things. So let me move. No, I think 12. No, it may be 9.
It's always running in the background.
Yeah, so it's a live search, which means that whenever you click on it, it searches today. Click on it tomorrow, it searches tomorrow. It's not going to be if I search this today and email it out, whenever they click on it is what they're going to see. So if I sent them this link 15 days ago and they click on it today, it's going to be today's information, not 15 days ago. Okay.
That's good.
You do that once it's done. You don't
Yeah.
have to keep updating and refresh.
Set it and forget it. Yep. Yep. So I'll show you what these look like on the website, because I think this is one of the most attractive things that we have on our website is the featured areas. So this is what it looks like. It's really attractive. Again, these are either pictures of homes in that area or pictures that I bought from Shutterstock that look like the homes in that area. Don't do explore condos and it be a cabin in Sevierville. So make sure that the picture matches. But if I click on explore Mountain Brook, it's going to show me the homes that are available. No, so this dot right here just means there's 2 super close together.
How many are there? 22. Right up. 22.
22 results. Yep.
So it's telling you
All the black ones are white ones?
Huh?
All the black ones are white?
I think so, yeah.
That's how it's two together.
Go hover over one of the black ones. That.
Yeah, it's available. Mhm.
So you have to zoom in a little bit more and it would pull those 2 apart.
Yes. Mhm.
the black was, it's like, set up like realtor.com.
Yes.
The black was the actual individual home, the blue meant there's like 2 or 3 close by and you've got to spread them out.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. So I've got my 4 neighborhoods, my 4 areas of town that I covered. And then I also have a search that's a little bit broader than that. So this is just luxury homes in Birmingham. And you can see that I drew this polygon because I am willing to drive a little bit further for $1 million property. I'm not going to drive 2 hours to show a trailer, but I will drive 2 hours to show a $7 million house. So I have that as a separate search. Okay. I also have explore 1-story living. Okay. This is not 100% accurate because if it is a basement in Birmingham, an unfinished basement rancher is considered 1 story because it is 1 story of living, even though, yes, yep. So it's not going to be perfect. There is also a square footage criteria that for a house to be considered 1.5 stories, the second story has to be half the square footage of the main story. If it's over that amount, then it's considered a 2-story. Okay, so there's some things. So a 1-story living may also have a bonus room upstairs because we can't MLS talking to KV Core. It's not perfect. Okay. So this 1-story living, you'll see mostly it is 1 story, but then you get some,
It's like 3 stories.
you get a one-off that just makes no sense.
And so what I wanted to ask on that is I tried to set up a search for 1-stories in Knoxville. And I get 2 and 3 stories, and I called and they said, oh, we'll look into it, and they'll give you a, what do you call that, a code to, when they track you. They wrote me and said it was good, and I went back and it was still there. I'm like, okay, I called them in a second time and they said, well, your MLS calls them a ranch, just like Colorado. So you're stuck with everything that shows up because you can't define 1-story in our MLS. Everything shows up. So when you make 1-story living, that's why I brought up that I asked everybody in the group, all of the Remaxes, especially in East Tennessee, I don't know about North Carolina, to go in and do that ideal port on Max Center and say,
And
please
request that they add,
add the word ranch.
Yeah.
If they don't add the word ranch, it's always gonna be everywhere.
yeah.
You can thank ChatGPT for that.
And see, ours in Birmingham, ranch is not an option.
Well, say, the range is used so many different, like in Texas, different range.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was told if enough people request it, the public would add it.
Yes,
I put it
yeah,
on the website.
yeah.
What I'm saying is, some of those, people started using ChatGPT, they list 10 acres and it's fenced, ChatGPT thinks that's a ranch. Nobody in East Tennessee calls their farm a ranch.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, if there's about 1,000 acres, they know around here gonna say, I own a ranch.
Not, you're not in Texas.
Yeah, we're in Tennessee, it's a farm.
Yeah, we said farms.
Then I added, because I took away, because I don't have the carousel, because I said I only want 1 carousel, so I don't have the 3 carousels, but I still wanted people to see the coming soons. So in this widget, I just added the coming soon area, and this shows the homes that are coming soon. So people can still see it on my website, but it's not, I liked the look of everything being in this featured area look. So you can, I would say, just look at your website as you're adding things and make sure you're not double doing, and anything that you've got 2 of, remove 1 of them. Because you don't want, luxury houses here and then scroll down and, luxury houses here and scroll, you want it in one place and as easy to see as possible.
That brings up a good point, because all of yours on of that list of all those rectangles that you have. On my website, I have like 4, and then it goes down to something else, and then there's 4 more below that. I mean, how do you box them together like that? But they're all called featured areas.
I'll have to look. I'll look at, yeah,
Yours is just not as organized looking.
Yeah.
they're not as connected. Yeah. Other things that you can add, and you can add multiple. So if you've got 9 and then you want more featured areas, you can just add it again. And it's just a plug and play. Meet the team. If you have a team account, you can do this. Property type. So this allows, if you add that, you can search by property types. Again, you probably already have that somewhere up at the top. So don't double do something. Make sure you remove something. Featured listings. So if you have a manual listing or a pocket listing you want to add, there's a half, and what it does, one side of your website. So it's a square on one side. Okay. What's your home worth? Just listed, open house, recruiting, blog post, all of these things will put this on your main page. Okay. So like blog post, for example, if I added this blog post, then on my main website here, without having to click on blog at the top, if you just scroll down, my blog would be somewhere on this page without having to go look for it. Okay.
There it is.
There it is. And then this stuff at the bottom is it's there. Okay. One other thing, just to let you know real quick, up at the top where it says contact, those are your profiles. So the Facebook profile that you entered, it could be your business page or whatever. Twitter, which now should be an X, YouTube, Instagram. Those are what you entered into Max Center or remax.net for your profile. Okay. If you scroll down to the bottom, this Facebook should be your office's Facebook page. Right. So if you click on that and you're like, this doesn't go to mine, it goes to my office. That's because you're in the office section of the website. Okay. Online people, any questions? I know that was a lot.
Can you repeat all
That was great, though. That covered a lot. That was fantastic.
Awesome.
Did the people on there hear the question?
They didn't ask to repeat it, so I think they're good. So again, this is recorded, so you can watch it, over and over again if you want to. If you have questions, yes.
If I have bringoffer.com, which is, for buyers, and I think the website is usually for a buyer. So how do I have bringoffer.com go up on the top and not go to Don Rolfe at remax.net or whatever it is? I know I gotta go into the website and forward it, but how do I have it not come up with so when I do it forwarding, masking, and have it bringoffer.com come up, I get a lock with a red line through it, which means it's not Google friendly. So, trying to figure out how to do it, like Hearth and Home. If you were to put hearthandhome.com at the top,
Mhm.
and you have it go to your website place that you purchase Hearth and Home, have it forwarded with masking, so it says Hearth and Home at the top. How do you make it say that without it having a red line through the security lock?
That one's above my pay grade. I don't know. I don't know that one. Yeah.
Add a link basically somewhere on the.
No, he's wanting it to where it just says bringoffers.com and it doesn't show them that it's being forwarded.
Right.
Yeah,
I wanted to say bringoffer.com on the top.
right.
I
That makes sense.
Don knows how to fix it.
the last time I did that, because I had been there before, I had to do that through my GoDaddy,
Okay.
where I went in and did
I
it.
forwarded it with masking through GoDaddy, that's why I bought it, and it shows up with a red line through it, and I checked into it, it's not Google friendly, so. If someone like you on your own computer goes to my bringoffer.com, it'll say spam or something and redirect you, and I don't want that,
Right,
so. I don't want to be redirected to somewhere else, or go somewhere else, and click out on mine, so
right.
I'm trying to learn. But thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, so it does forward it, but
See at the top?
Yep.
Have my name on the top, which I don't mind that, it's not as bad as it could be, but.
yeah. But you want if you say that this website is on my business cards and you type it in, you want it to be there at the top. Yeah. Yeah.
I learned a lot about addressing all that stuff, so I can make everything a little bit more attractive, but if you scroll down, you'll see what I mean about the. I can make that smaller, but the featured areas get broken up, and I don't know why,
Yeah, I do see what you mean.
and it's like,
That should just be the word featured areas once.
that's what I would like, so.
Kind of like, yeah, I don't know, that is weird.
Yeah, I think possibly on your widgets,
Mhm.
it may be broken up there. I'll look at it with you.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank y'all so much. So in 2 weeks, we will talk about landing pages, one-off pages and then how to use the featured areas and stuff to go to Facebook and actually drive traffic to your website and get people to register so that they turn into clients.
Thank you, Brandon. We appreciate you so, so much.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Bye, guys.
Oh, and don't forget about book club tonight at 4:00.
Yeah, book club, fun. Okay, bye, y'all.